The untold story of North Sentinel Island. In the middle of the Bay of Bengal lies a piece of land that has resisted time itself. North Sentinel Island is a small, forest-covered island that belongs to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, a territory of India. But unlike its neighbors, this island is home to a tribe that has remained completely isolated from the outside world for thousands of years. These people are known as the Sentinelese, and very little is known about them. They are considered one of the last uncontacted peoples on Earth. No one knows their language. No one knows their customs. What we do know is that they want nothing to do with the outside world. Attempts to make contact have often ended in violence or silence. The Indian government has declared the island off-limits to outsiders, and for good reason. The Sentinelese have made it clear they want to be left alone. But why? What are they protecting? And what can we, as outsiders, learn from their isolation? It was 2006 when the world once again turned its attention to North Sentinel Island. Two fishermen, who had anchored near the island illegally, were killed by the islanders. Their boat had drifted too close. Despite the tragedy, no one was prosecuted. The Indian authorities respected the wishes of the tribe. Years later, in 2018, an American missionary named John Allen Chow attempted to make contact. He believed he was on a spiritual mission to convert the Sentinelese to Christianity. His efforts were met with fatal resistance. The tribe killed him shortly after he stepped onto the beach. These events shocked the world, raising questions about human rights, sovereignty, and the ethics of contact. Should we leave such tribes alone? Or do we have a responsibility to integrate them into the modern world? Some say the Sentinelese are like a living time capsule, a people who represent what humanity was like thousands of years ago. Others argue that contact could destroy them, as their immune systems are not prepared for modern diseases. The mystery deepens. How have they survived this long without the outside world? Anthropologists believe the Sentinelese may have arrived on the island around 60,000 years ago. They live as hunter-gatherers, using spears, bows, and arrows. They build simple huts and collect food from the forest and the sea. Over the decades, there have been rare attempts to study them from a distance. In the 1970s and 1980s, Indian researchers tried to approach the island by boat. They would leave gifts, coconuts, bananas, and metal tools on the beach. Sometimes the islanders would accept them. Other times, they would shoot arrows at the researchers. One anthropologist, T.N. Pundit, described his visits as both thrilling and terrifying. He noted that the tribe seemed healthy, self-sufficient, and capable of surviving without help. In one encounter, a Sentinelese man pointed his bow directly at Pundit, who had to slowly retreat to avoid being shot. But there is one story, barely known to the public, that chills even the most seasoned explorers. In 1991, a team equipped with long-range cameras and a drone, far ahead of its time, was dispatched on a covert mission to map the island's interior. Their boat never returned. Months later, a piece of the drone, scorched and bent, was found washed up on a nearby beach. No explanation followed. The Indian government refused to comment. The incident remains classified. What did the drone see before it went down? What secrets lie buried beneath the canopy? A former naval officer, Commander Ajit Varma, claimed in a hushed interview that satellite images from a 1991 expedition showed strange geometric patterns deep in the jungle. A perfect circle, too symmetrical to be natural. According to him, the images disappeared soon after being filed. Some believe there may be ancient ruins on the island, remnants of an unknown civilization. If true, it could rewrite history books. Were the Sentinelese descendants of a once great maritime empire? Or were they the guardians of a forgotten relic, hidden from the greed of the modern world? Varma's last words on the subject? Some things are meant to remain untouched. There's a reason they never leave the forest. In 2021, a retired U.S. intelligence analyst published a redacted document online. It hinted at a joint Indian-American surveillance mission in 1995. The document referred to anomalous energy readings coming from North Sentinel Island, high electromagnetic pulses that couldn't be explained by natural causes. Was there something beneath the island? A magnetic anomaly? Or something man-made? Some fringe theorists went wild. A hidden base? An artifact from a pre-human civilization? Others dismissed it as fantasy. But one thing was clear. The island was more than just an untouched forest. Divers who attempted to survey the coral reefs surrounding the island reported strange sensations: disorientation, dizziness, and loss of communication. Their instruments would malfunction without warning. One diver never surfaced. Official reports claimed strong currents, but locals whispered of something older, something watching. A 2023 expedition by an independent research vessel equipped with advanced sonar attempted to scan the ocean floor around the island. What they found shocked even the most skeptical scientists: a massive, dome-shaped formation beneath the seabed, unlike any natural reef. It emitted rhythmic pulses, almost like a heartbeat. Was it alive? Was it built? The crew left in haste, refusing interviews. The captain reportedly said, "We were not supposed to see that." There is something hauntingly powerful about a group of people who say no to the modern world. While we race to connect through technology, the Sentinelese have chosen disconnection. In their silence, there is strength. Some experts suggest that respecting their isolation is not only ethical, but wise. Modern contact has often led to the collapse of indigenous societies. Diseases like measles and flu have wiped out entire tribes after contact with outsiders. Imagine being so isolated that the common cold could kill your entire community. For the Sentinelese, isolation is not ignorance. It is survival. And maybe it's not just the islanders who are in danger. Some speculate that the Sentinelese may be guarding secrets, ancient practices, or knowledge that, if disturbed, could change how we view history itself. But these are only whispers, impossible to prove. For language learners, the idea of an unrecorded, unknown language is fascinating. The Sentinelese speak a language that no one else understands. It has no written form, no translator, no dictionary. It exists only on that island. This makes North Sentinel Island one of the greatest linguistic mysteries in the world. What words do they use to describe the sea? How do they speak about love, family, fear, or death? We may never know. For us, learning a language is a bridge to the world. For the Sentinelese, their language is a wall of protection. But both serve the same purpose: to preserve identity, culture, and truth. From space, North Sentinel Island appears as a dark green that's surrounded by turquoise waters. The coral reefs around it act as natural protection, making the island difficult to approach. The dense jungle hides the community, giving them cover from any prying eyes. The ecosystem is untouched. No roads, no buildings, no pollution. Just the sounds of the wind, waves, and forest life. It's like stepping back into a different era. Wild pigs, birds, and fish provide food. There are no farms, no factories, no electricity. Yet, the people survive and thrive. And in the center of the island, or so a few daring observers claim, there lies a stone circle unlike anything found elsewhere in the Andamans. Tall, carved stones with symbols, unreadable and worn, stand in silent testimony to something ancient. Sacred? Supernatural? No one knows. Those who have tried to document it have been driven away, or worse. Some say the symbols match carvings found in other ancient sites on different continents. But how could that be? Is this what we lost in our search for civilization? As English learners, it's natural to be curious. Curiosity drives language, questions, and knowledge. But in the case of North Sentinel Island, curiosity must be balanced with respect. We must ask ourselves, do we have the right to disturb a culture just because we want to know more? Or is true respect shown by letting them be? Governments, anthropologists, and activists continue to debate these questions. But one thing remains clear. North Sentinel Island stands as a symbol of human diversity and the right to choose a different path. In a world obsessed with contact and information, the Sentinelese remind us that mystery still exists, and maybe it should stay that way. You have just taken a journey, not only to a mysterious island, but also deeper into the English language. Through storytelling, you've learned about history, culture, ethics, and language. This method of learning, through real stories and rich vocabulary, is one of the most powerful ways to improve your skills. The more you immerse yourself in meaningful content, the faster you learn. So what did you learn today? Not just new English words or grammar, but also a lesson in humility, patience, and the value of leaving some questions unanswered. Thank you for listening and learning. Stay curious, stay respectful, and keep exploring the world one story at a time.